Hey meat fans, today we are going to age that steak, and I'm going to show you everything you need to do in order to, or you need to have in order to do it. So first thing you're going to need is these Ribeye steak bags. These are aging bags. You can get them on Amazon. It's about 30 bucks for 3 of them, and it's well worth it. You'll need some system to elevate the meat in the fridge while it's aging, some paper towels, a food saver, and a big chunk of meat. I used a ribeye. This is from Sam's Club, and it's really just the heaviest one I could find because you lose quite a bit of mass during the aging process. But that's it. Those are all the things that you'll need for this project. Let's get started. The first thing you'll need is to decide what you're going to use to elevate the meat in the fridge. You can use a roast rack. That works pretty well. We're not going to use that. You can use a cookie sheet. That works pretty well. We're not going to use that either because I've done this a few times and I found this rack. I found it at, I think, Walmart. Basically, it's a refrigerator shelf. So you could put this in your fridge. It's not the most stable thing, but the reason why I like it is because it's very narrow and it doesn't take up a lot of room in the fridge, and you can decide if you wanted to put it in the back of the fridge, you could store stuff under it so it doesn't take up a lot of room. My fridge happens to have the shelf pretty high, so I'm going to store it like this, and basically that piece of meat is going to sit in its bag right on top, and that allows plenty of airflow underneath. And once a week I will turn it, and I'll show you the video of all that. But first, let's get started wrapping it in these bags. These are Ribeye bags, and like I said, they come from, I get them from Amazon, and you get 3 of them in the package. What you get is a nice instruction card, lots of pictures on how to do it. They're really thorough, and there are some other YouTube videos on how to do this. You get the bags. I'm down to my last one. And you can see this is going to be a tight fit, but we're going to make it work. In the past, I've been tempted to cut this down and put it in 2 bags. That was a mistake, and I'll show you why later. So you get the bag, and then you get these membranes, and these membranes are meant to go in the seam, and it's to absorb blood so it doesn't get blood into your food saver. And you get a sticker which lets you date it when you start and stop. We're going to do 28 to 30 days. That is really the best flavor for me. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is lay out some paper towels and get this meat out of the bag. The paper towels will help with the blood mess. You don't want to rinse the meat. You just want to pat it down so that it's relatively dry. You could do this over the sink if you wanted to. I'm just going to do it here, and the paper towels will soak up the majority of the blood. This is a 20-pound ribeye. I really just hunted through to find the biggest one. What happens over the course of the month is the meat dehydrates. The moisture content goes down, and that reduces its size pretty significantly. You had a great big ribeye like this on your plate, and when we're done with it, the same ribeye is going to shrink down about 30%. It's still plenty of meat because it's much denser than it was originally. I went ahead and replaced the paper towels after I blotted the meat, and you can see there's really no sheen on it. The meat is, for the most part, pretty dry. I've got my membrane out, and I have my bag out, and I'm going to roll my bag at least 3 times. And the reason for that is I want to keep that area that we're going to seal all the way down hidden inside these layers so I don't get any meat juice on it. Any meat juice on that seal is going to make it hard to seal. It's going to make it hard for the machine to seal. So put this up on its end. And this down. Obviously, the smaller the meat, the less of a job this will be, but getting that ribeye as large as you can get it really pays off. You'll see in a month how much smaller this becomes. I want to work it up the sides without the meat without the bag unrolling. All right, we are almost there, and there we go. So the top of the bag has no meat grease on it. It's dry and ready to be sealed. And also, I want you to notice I decided to seal the short end of the ribeye. So this is the thick end, this is the short or the thinner end, and that'll just make it easier for me to get this into the machine. Now, normally this membrane traps blood from coming through, and we've dried this off, so we're not going to get a lot of blood. But what I found in wasting bags is that this membrane also serves as kind of like a stiffener, if you hold it like this, to help start the food saver. Because you're going to see this is kind of a... These bags are much, much thinner than the food saver bags that you would normally use, and they just don't always want to start very well. And with a smaller piece of meat, you would get a number of tries because you could just cut this. This one here, I'm going to get one shot at this, so I'm really going to take my time and try to get it in there as evenly as I can. So I'm just going to line the membrane up along the edge. And rather than try to slide the meat, I'm going to move the food saver as close as I can. I'm running out of cord. As close as I can. Get the membrane lined up. And hope that this seals. Alright, here we go. Sucking the air out. Take a look back here, and you want a good suction. The tighter, the better. And I don't want to let go with my hands up here, because if this falls out or anything happens, it's going to stop sealing. Okay, and we're sealing, and that's all there is to it. Don't worry about little air gaps like this. That'll be fine. What you want, so here we have a nice seal all the way across, sealed right through the membrane. And we're going to flip this over, and we've got a nice seal across the fat side. And this is basically ready to go in the fridge right on top of this rack. I'll flip it once every week, and in 30 days we will come back and see what it looks like. So
there it is in the fridge. You can see I've got an air gap all the way around, and here's why I really like that tray, because it just fits my fridge perfectly. Stay tuned and please subscribe to my channel so you'll get updates. I'm going to film a quick video each week when I flip this, and you'll get to see the progress. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and once again, please subscribe.